Morning Sainers, welcome to the Saints TV YouTube channel. Welcome to Saints TV Weekly for May 29th, 2023. Another week, another Saints TV Weekly, and unfortunately this one, we're going to talk about a loss, which is a bit sad. But first of all, we want to thank our sponsor, Inglewood Coffee Roasters, for sponsoring this video for the season. Go on over to www.inglewoodcoffeeroasters.com.au, discount code SAINTS40, and you get 40% off coffee, tea, and chai products. Amazing stuff. So after a loss, you want to have a drink of a good beverage, coffee, tea, and chai from Inglewood. We've got you covered with 40% off. Okay, so round 11, Hawks got us by 10 points. 78-88. Now, I'm not going to get too into this because I've spent so much energy on the reviews. 2 reviews, Sainers. So if you want to go watch my my 30-minute review on Facebook, it's on there with a lot of fan comments and thoughts. And then on YouTube as well, there's a good 8-minute rant video. That's how much I was really disappointed with the boys on the weekend. I think we all were, obviously. I don't know if any of you watching at home now have had time to mull it over, maybe watch the replay or what. Obviously, you wouldn't watch the replay. You'd be nuts to do that. But have time to just kind of observe it in your own way and maybe you feel a bit better about it. I, for one, the more I look at it, the more I read it, the more I'm pissed off. But on the flip side, we are so lucky that a lot of other teams around us drop points, which means amazingly we sit 5th. We have not moved. The only downside is all we needed to do was get the job done and we would have been 4th on 32 points. But alas, we're 28 after 11 weeks. With the bye now, we are 7 wins, 4 losses in 5th position with a pretty healthy percentage. Again, you know, we lost, but we didn't lose by much when it could have been a lot worse with the amount of chances that they were having. But yeah, key takeout is we were just shit, and we let James Sicily run amok like he was Gary Ablett. Junior and senior morphed into the one player for 4 quarters. So he had 43, 16 marks, bonkers performance from him, and he was the reason why Hawthorn won. And obviously we were just well down and not switched on and took him very lightly and basically waltzed to the bye already thinking about our holiday plans. So we've got a lot of work to do in the off-season. I'll be doing a full sort of mid-season review. Hopefully it comes out next weekend, I would say. Give myself this week to kind of think through it, go through every game, analyze them, and then come back to you with sort of my mid-season review. So stay tuned for that, among a lot of other content on the channel in the meantime. Okay, so that was AFL. Now straight into VFL. The VFL game was right after the game on the weekend. So Ross Lyon did his presser and then he rushed straight over. He wanted to have a good look at Windy, and boy, did Windy put on a show. The boys got the job done at RSEA Park, no less, against Coburg Lions, 103-46. Isaac Keeler was a standout, kicked 3. Tom Campbell kicked 2. Max Heath kicked 2. Billings kicked 1. Membry kicked 1. Winhager kicked 1. But in terms of overall stats, again, Marcus Winhager, you got to play him, boys. 37 disposals and a goal, if you don't mind, with 3 tackles on top of that. Man of the match performance again, absolute standout. Brought his own footy to RSEA Park from everyone that was watching and just did the job again. That's a big month for Winhager, and no doubt he would have seen the performance against the Hawks and thought, well, you're joking if you think that midfield doesn't need me. I'll make it very difficult for you to not play me. And he's made it very difficult for the coaches to say no after the bye. He's got to play after the bye, give him an extended period and let him do his thing, because I think our midfield is our weakest position. And when you've got a young mid like him in fine form, you got to play them. And then off the back of that, Tyson Milne, again, 31 disposals and 12 marks, if you don't mind. Winhager, though, 12 handballs, 5 marks for Milne. Connolly, 28, that's good. Unsung hero that I think we can definitely get going in the second part of the year. Jack Billings, 24 and a goal. Tom Campbell, 22 disposals, 21 hitouts. Tom Heimel, 19 disposals. Who else was there? Bytel, I can't see where Bytel is, which is... Oh, yeah, he was an emergency, I think, so he didn't play. And Isaac... Oh, no, he was there. 9 disposals for Bytel, probably limited minutes. And Isaac Keeler, 12 disposals, 3 goals, 1. Van Es, 14 disposals. Heath, 14 disposals. Zane Cordy, 14 disposals. Oscar Adams, 16. Paris 19 as well. So those are all the AFL listed players, and we got the job done. I think in terms of the overall ladder in the VFL, Sandy's in the bottom half, 3 wins, 6 losses. With a percentage of 84. Now, in terms of some other news, there's not a lot of news saying this, but I have been doing some digging, and this one's come out in the last couple of days. Paddy Dow now is off contract Carlton midfielder, out of favour. Carlton are not playing him. He's doing very well at VFL level, averaging 31 disposals, nearly 4 marks a game, 5 tackles a game, 8 clearances a game in the Blues reserves. He's only 23 years old, and Carlton have lost about 4 or 5 in a row, and they're not playing him. So that's how out of favour he is. We've looked at what we've done with Stocker, Caminiti. You'd like to think that Silvani is having a very, very keen eye on, I guess, the performance of Dow. And obviously you've got Tom De Koning, who is another one in Silvani's sights, with the developing tall, another off-contract asset at Princess Park. So there's Dow and there's Tom De Koning. I wonder if Tom De Koning's in the eyes of Geelong as well, obviously with the brother there as well. But Stephen Silvani will no doubt be looking at Dow and thinking, well, he's young enough, he's got potential, we need some midfield depth. Let's get him over and, for the cheap. So Paddy Dow is one we've got some close eyes on. Let me know your thoughts, Saners, on whether you think that would be good. Another one is, what does the future hold for Jack Billings? So SEN have come out today and talked about Jack Billings and where he's at the moment. And obviously, Ross Lyons had a bit to say about Jack Billings in the last couple of weeks. I think he was asked about it following the side's loss to Hawthorn, and he said, Jack Billings didn't do any preseason, basically. He had a fracture of his leg. He's played 2 or 3 full games. I think it would be fair to say that he's performing very well. By his own admission, he's a centre-forward player. He's not a midfielder, and I would suggest our small forwards have all been pretty good. He's still got work to do. So basically, Billings says that he's not a mid. Obviously, in the wing position, you're not going to drop Mason Wood. You're not going to drop Brad Hill. Ryan Burns, I think, is one that JB could definitely fill the shoes of based on his recent form. But then if he says he's a forward and not a mid, not a winger, you've got Higo, you've got Butler, you've got Phillippo, you've got all these blokes, Mitchie Owens, to a lesser extent, none of them are coming out to accommodate Jack Billings. So in a way, he's kind of cornered his own career because he says he's a forward. And I personally think he is a forward, and Gresham, playing that position too. So I've said from the start when we got him, he's not a winger, he's not a midfielder that's going to get 40 every week. He's not that sort of player. He's a player that gets 15, 20, kicks 4 off, snaps and opportunistic sort of goals as a small forward. But because we've got a lot of small forwards, again, where do you play him? So he's basically stuck at VFL level until any of those players are out of form, and then he might get a shout. But again, his fitness needs to improve, as Ross Lyon has stated. And yeah, just said that, he's a centre forward. That's what he said he is. So we need to wait until there's an opportunity there to give him a go. So, there's a lot of talk. He's, he's a player that a lot of clubs would look at. He's still, quite young. And obviously he's 27. He's got the experience of AFL standard football. And we all know that at stages of his career, his 152-game career, he's delivered some pretty standout performances. And there was a list on the weekend off the back of Tim Taranto having 30+ and kicking 4 of players, AFL-listed players, current, that have done that. And there's a list of about 10 players, including a lot of very, like Bont and Dusty and all these guys. Jack Billings is the only Saint on that list with over 30 and 4 goals. And I think he did that against Carlton in 2017 or something. So the bloke can play. It's just a matter of the right system, the right position, the right timing. All those things need to align, and then you're going to get the best Jack Billings. But for us right now, he's a cream of the crop type player, and right now we just don't have the spot for him, unfortunately. So that's a bit of talk, Saners, on sort of the trade front. Obviously, it's only round 11, but these things are going to start emerging now in the second part of the year. So we at Saints TV are going to keep a very close eye on this. And obviously Jade Gresham as well. Talks, I believe, are going to be commencing, possibly over the bye, over these next 2 weeks. So hopefully we'll find a bit of a middle ground there with Gresh. I think, if we lost Jack Billings, I think we maintain Gresh. We're not going to lose both. Absolutely not. And I think right now, based on who we're playing, Gresham, you'd think that Jack Billings is the one that's got one foot out the door. So there would be many clubs that would like Jack Billings, obviously many clubs that would like Jade Gresham. So these are 2 players to keep a close eye on in the second part of the year. Now, in terms of other news, Saners, more channel news actually. Tonight, keep a close eye on Instagram. We're going to be posting another teaser for our big special podcast episode that's going to be dropping. Can I announce it? Thursday. We're going to try and aim for Thursday, 6 p.m. YouTube, Spotify, Apple, all streaming on YouTube as well to watch in full. A good 60-minute episode with our special guest, our biggest guest that we've had on the channel so far. In the 5 years that I've run it, absolutely. So keep an eye on that, Saners. Tonight, there's going to be a teaser. Wednesday night, we're going to reveal who the guest is. And then Thursday night, the full episode. So stay tuned for that. It's going to be very exciting. So there's a bit of news there. Saints TV news. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Not so much on the AFL front, but obviously it's only Monday, so there'll be more during the week, and we'll keep you updated as much as we can on every bit of news. But until then, Saners, enjoy the rest of your week. Enjoy your bye. We'll try and keep you positive. We'll try and pump you up. This is our job at Saints TV, is to maintain the faith and to make sure that we're all up and ready to go when we play the Swans in a fortnight's time. So enjoy your week, Saners. Take care. Have a cuppa, Inglewood coffee as well. And we'll see you very soon on the channel. But until then, take care. And as always, go you mighty Saners. See you guys.